Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. The Indian Army says 5 of its personnel have been shot dead by suspected militants in Indian-administered Kashmir. They were killed after fighting erupted during a search operation close to the line of control, which separates Indian and Pakistan-controlled Kashmir. It is said to be the deadliest attack on army forces since February. Tensions have escalated amid a wave of civilian killings by suspected rebels. Firefighters say they have extinguished a large blaze at an oil facility in southern Lebanon, which is in the grip of a severe energy crisis. The fire erupted on Monday morning in a petrol tank belonging to the army at the Zahrani oil installation, sending a plume of black smoke into the sky. The facility is close to one of Lebanon's 2 biggest power plants, which both had to shut down 2 days ago because of a shortage of fuel. No casualties have been reported. A US Navy nuclear engineer and his wife have been charged with selling secret information about nuclear submarines to an undercover FBI agent who posed as an operative for a foreign country. Jonathan Tobel and his wife, who share this house in West Virginia, were arrested on Saturday and charged with violating the Atomic Energy Act. They are accused of passing a package of restricted data to an unidentified foreign country last year and of selling information to an undercover FBI agent posing as a foreign operative for payments totaling $100,000. They are scheduled to appear in a federal court on Tuesday. More than 1.76 million people have been affected by severe flooding in China's northern Shanxi province, that's according to local media. Torrential rain last week led to houses collapsing and triggering landslides across more than 70 districts and cities in the province. Heavy rainfall is hampering rescue efforts. The flooding comes less than 3 months after extreme rains in Henan province left more than 300 people dead. China's Meteorological Administration also told local media that heavy and prolonged rainfall and storms are hampering rescue efforts. Shanxi is also home to a number of ancient monuments which are at risk from the severe rainfall. The trial of 14 people accused of plotting to assassinate Burkina Faso's former president Thomas Sankara has begun more than 30 years after he was gunned down. Sankara, a charismatic Marxist revolutionary widely known as Africa's Che Guevara, was killed in 1987 during a coup led by his former ally Blaise Compaoré. It was one of the most infamous killings in modern African history. Mr. Compaoré is among the 14 accused, but he is currently in exile in neighbouring Ivory Coast, where he fled after being forced to resign during mass protests in 2014. Alexander Schallenberg has been sworn in as Austria's new Chancellor following the resignation of Sebastian Kurz amid claims of corruption. The former foreign minister was formally appointed by Austrian President Alexander van der Bellen at the Hofburg Palace in Vienna on Monday. The 52-year-old has been Austria's foreign minister since 2019. The European Court of Justice will possibly respond to Poland with sanctions after the country's highest court said parts of EU treaties were incompatible with the country's constitution. The EU Justice Commissioner Didier Reynders told reporters it was because the ruling challenged a pillar of European integration. Poland's constitutional tribunal ruled on Thursday that some parts of EU treaties are incompatible with the Polish constitution. Sydney's cafes, gyms and restaurants have welcomed back fully vaccinated customers after nearly 4 months of lockdown. The city's oldest pub opened 1 hour earlier than usual to welcome back its regulars, with a handful of customers allowing COVID-19 vaccinated patrons to enjoy a morning beer. The city's oldest department store, David Jones, also opened its doors an hour earlier to customers queuing outside. COVID rules had banned household visits and travel beyond a 5-kilometre zone, separating many families. Gyms, pubs, restaurants and retail are only open to people fully vaccinated against COVID-19. And finally, Paul McCartney has said he wanted to continue performing with the Beatles when the band famously split in 1970, and that John Lennon had instigated the breakup. In a forthcoming radio programme, McCartney discusses what he called the most difficult period of his life. He said he didn't instigate the split and that he wanted to continue, but that John Lennon had said he wanted to stop. Speculation about what caused the demise of the world's most famous pop group has ranged from artistic differences to legal disputes to Lennon's marriage to artist Yoko Ono. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.